the policy without the approval of the Congress. He also pointed out that it is an everyday activity for the US government to clamp down on illegal immigrants. No fewer than 93 state students who are on scholarship at Cyprus International University are currently stranded over unpaid tuition, accommodation, feeding allowance, and improper documentation. This was let out at a news conference this Tuesday by the State Commissioner of Education, Science and Technology, Mr. Wadatao Mandawaki in Abuja, while assuring that Governor Dauda Lawal is taking every possible step to repay all the outstanding debt. The new Minister of Industry, Trade and Investment, Dr. Jumoke Uduwali, has assured operators that the African Continental Free Trade Agreement would be utilized optimally to benefit Nigeria. She gave the assurance after assuming duties on Monday. This came as international businesses, comprising exhibitors at the Lagos International Trade Fair 2024, complained that Nigeria was facing challenges in actualizing the AFCFTA, stressing that border inefficiencies had continued to hinder cross-border trade. Dr. Uduwali, however, emphasized the need to reverse Nigeria's trade policies to create competitive jobs for the nation's youth. Here at home, business owners in the state have been called upon to take advantage of the Presidential Intervention Fund to develop their businesses. The Commissioner for Industry, Trade and Investment, Mr. Adebola Shofela, stated this at a nationwide town hall sensitization program on the Presidential Grants and Loan Scheme for Micros presented by the Special Advisor to Governor on Trade and Investment, Mrs. Oluyemisi Shomori Daudu. The Commissioner noted that the town hall meeting is to expose business owners to the application process national cake. He noted that the state government, under the leadership of Dapo Abiodun, has since inception initiated different programs to foster thriving business as well as develop skills. There is the need for the Nigerian government to put a policy in place to safeguard recovered stolen funds. This is necessary in order to prevent such funds from being further siphoned by those meant to keep it. These were the views of some respondents on how to safeguard money recovered by anti-graft agencies. According to Mr. Nigi Gadigeshi, Mr. James Okolawon, and Mrs. Omotayo Shoyinka, the recovered funds should be used to put in place infrastructural facilities for the benefit of the masses. On their part, Mrs. Abigail Daudu and Ms. Mosomola Adedimeji said looted funds which are recovered can be used as grants for the less privileged. There is the need for current crops of professionals in the broadcast industry to take a cue from the pioneers with a view to exhibit professionalism in the discharge of their duties. A former general manager of the Ogun State Broadcasting Corporation, Engineer Tunde Awolana, stated this in an interview with OGBC this Tuesday. Engineer Awolana, who expressed concern about the quality of content being reeled out by majority of the broadcast stations, said the basis of broadcasting is to educate and inform. Therefore, content should be titled towards these ideals. According to him, to up their game in that goes on air, saying it is appalling that these days one can find a lot of not to be broadcast content on air. The Executive Vice Chairman and Chief Executive Officer of the Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Commission, Mr. Tunji Bello, has called on electricity distribution companies in Nigeria to prioritize the rights of consumers in electricity metering processes. He made a call this Tuesday in an urgent meeting between key stakeholders from Nigeria's electricity sector and the FCCPC in Abuja. Mr. Bello, stressing the importance of safeguarding consumers' rights in the electricity sector, highlighted systemic inefficiencies that continue to plague Nigerian consumers, particularly in relation to metering and billing practices. From the Temple of Justice, the Federal High Court in Abuja this Tuesday struck out the charges brought against a total of 119 #BadGovernance protesters. All 119 protesters were arraigned on Friday on charges bordering on treason, felony, inciting to mutiny, among others. The first batch comprised a total of 76 protesters, which included 32 minors, and the second batch, a total of 43 protesters. The trial judge, Justice Obiara Egwatu, struck out the suit following an application by the council to the Attorney General of the Federation, Mr. Mohamed Abubakar, to take over and deal with the matter. Airstrikes by the Nigerian Air Force jets have killed a high-ranking Islamic State West Africa ISWAP commander, Ashiru Dauda, and 49 fighters in Mate local government of Borno State. The strikes also destroyed ISWAP supply depot in the Jubalaram enclave, which were filled with a substantial food and essential items. NAF's spokesman, Air Commodore Olushola Akimboyewa, let this out in a statement this Tuesday. He said the NAF conducted a series of air interdictions targeting three significant enclaves of Islamic State West Africa province, ISWAP terrorists in Mate local government area on October the 31st. The precision strikes were focused on ISWAP strongholds in Tumban, Daribiya, Jibalaram, Bulua, and Tumbo Karfe, making a major effort in the ongoing fight against terrorism in Nigeria's north. Now to sports. Flying Eagles head coach Aliyu Zubairu says he is willing to give foreign-based players the chance to play for the team. Nigeria recently claimed the WAFU B under 20 championship in Lome, Togo. The Flying Eagles will now shift attention to the Africa under 20 Cup of Nations, which will be hosted by South Africa early next year. Zubairu selected only domestic players for the B tournament. He has, however, confirmed that foreign-based players will have the opportunity to be part of the squad for the Africa Cup of Nations. That was the news across Nigeria on OGBC, packaged by Elizabeth Kuforiji. For exclusive programs and the latest news updates, visit our website at openradio.ng. Follow us on Facebook at Abeokuta and on X handle at OGBC 905.